Hot topics, knowledge being spread. It's like warm butter across the bread. Smooth, I know you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Marty McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig some dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Doni Jones, she the one you wanna see. Doni Jones live, this is where you wanna be. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live.
Hey, I am Doni the Tree Lady, and welcome to Doni Jones Live, where I am Doni the Tree Lady, and this is...
I was wondering if you was going to throw it over here to me.
Oh, my God.
I'm Marty McFly. I'm saying you changed up the whole...
I switched it up a little bit.
Yeah, and I am that guy, Marty McFly, and hello, and welcome to, I guess, another edition of Doni Jones Live.
Yes, another edition of Doni Jones Live with Doni Jones and Marty McFly, that guy.
But today we got something really special.
We do.
Oh my God, it's special. You just need to just hear her voice for that laugh.
I think if they heard that laugh and that voice, they already know who they got on the show.
Already know, you know, a longtime friend is kind of like I felt like I've grown up with her because she's been in radio here in the Atlanta area for me, decades, for as long as I can really remember. But everyone, please show y'all love for Atlanta's own Miss Wanda Smith.
Yes,
thank y'all.
The incomparable Wanda Smith.
Funny, comedian, just everything.
Let's just open the curtain then.
Well, if I had a curtain, I would open it. You know what I'm saying?
So, Wanda, how has life been for you? What's been going on with you?
Well, I have actually been enjoying life.
I love it.
You know, resting.
Yes.
I got plenty of rest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a blessing.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Got plenty of rest, and I feel great. Just been doing what God had me to do.
Yeah.
And that's moving all throughout the city, doing certain things. So I've been hosting a lot of events and, you know, doing things for certain mayors in certain counties and doing parties and clubs. And so I'm enjoying hopping around.
I love it.
I kind of feel like Mickey at Disney.
Okay.
Do what you want to do.
You know, it's funny. I try to do the same thing, but I get in trouble when I go and hop around.
You be
other
doing
places.
a little something different.
Well, I just be laying hands on people. It's a church thing, you know. I hop over here and I hop over there. But anyway, but that is so cool. You know, I will say, as a true Atlantean, I miss your voice and I miss you up there. You know.
Well, thank you very much. I miss talking to the people in Atlanta. I moved to Atlanta in 91 and 91.
Yeah.
And it was really a great transition from Miami to Atlanta.
Yes.
Because I come from a place where lots of Spanish and you know, Jamaicans.
Yeah.
And then I come to a city where black people just running
Come
the
on now,
damn
we
thing.
run things.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I'm enjoying, you know, my stay in Atlanta still, but I am Miami blood.
But now you're not gonna let Atlanta. You're not gonna let Miami steal you from us now. Are you gonna? You ain't going. You ain't going nowhere, right?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I really was thinking about buying a home there.
Okay.
Until the hurricane hit.
I can't
do that.
I'm good. See, that's you ain't got to worry about the hurricanes in the ATL.
Right, but you know what, Doni? You can make some money down there if you had a tree service down there. Because I was kind of slightly praying for you this past weekend. Like, because I know the hurricane was coming through, and see, that's how I eat.
That's true.
When it's a hurricane and the trees fall down, and she gets to go out there and take care of those trees.
But payment comes on time.
Right.
Well, you know, you probably wouldn't get much work in Miami during hurricane season because there are many coconut trees there. And there are many palm trees there. Yeah. And you know, the palm tree is the strongest tree in the entire world.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah?
In the entire world. It's in the Bible.
I did not know
that. The palm tree, they're beautiful.
And they will bend, but not break. And that's so powerful. But I'm glad you bring that up because that kind of brings me to kind of what I wanted to talk with you about today.
Absolutely.
It's been so beautiful since you and I have gotten a chance to connect, you know? And what, you know, obviously for those of you that are in the Atlanta market, you know our girl's on the radio every day doing her thing. And
then
25 years.
That's right.
Wow.
Did you say 25?
25
okay, I'm
years.
old. I'm old.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now let me take you back a little bit. 25 years, and then I can refresh some people's memory. I started out with Mike and Carol. I was on with Mike and Carol. And then from Mike and Carol was the Frank Ski Show.
That's right.
And then it became the Frank and Wanda Show.
Yep.
Right.
Then it was Ryan and Wanda.
Yep.
Then Frank and Wanda again.
Yeah.
Now, wasn't it
But notice,
Wanda
was always there.
Wanda and Friends show one morning? At one period, was it Wanda and Friends?
No, I had a Wanda Smith and Friends. I had Wanda Smith and Friends show in Atlanta where I did. It was a comedy show / play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Where we would do it at the Civic Center and the Fox Theater and the Coca-Cola Roxy Theater.
That's right.
Oh, something
So
that we
that
need to
was
bring
really successful.
back. I
Yeah.
never
Check it
realized
into
that, because I've been here for years and listening to radio. But, Mike and Carol, I didn't realize that you were with Mike and Carol way.
Well, see, you got to be older like me. I'm a little older than you.
Oh, yeah, you
I'm a little
I was in
older.
my 20s when I got here.
Right.
I was
she
trying to-
remembered when V1 through 10 on the air. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Ain't it?
Yeah,
Hey,
ain't it?
Grandma.
Yeah, I'll take it. But no, what really inspired me about you is where you're at. You know what I'm saying? And the mindset you're bringing to things. And on this show, we try to bring people, guests that have tapped into something, whether it's spiritual or some type of strength.
Yeah.
But when you brought up the palm tree, I looked at how just recently, within the last few years, you did your own transition, and to see you still flourishing and doing your own thing and bouncing all over the place doing this. Can you tell the people how you've been able to bend like that palm tree and not break?
Well, you made me took me to church.
That's right.
Come on now.
Yes.
Okay, don't get me started.
The grace of God. I think my walk in life was to help people.
Yeah.
I know my purpose, and my purpose was to help people. So I moved to Atlanta in order to do that, to get people to work in the morning to jobs that they may not love.
Come on.
People listen to us in the morning. So I think with that being said, God was like, Wanda, 25 years is the time of completion for you. And I kept going, and I kept going, and I kept going. And even my youngest son was like, Mom, you said when I graduated high school, you were going to stop. So I was tired, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
Because just, you can't imagine waking up for 25 years at 3 o'clock in the morning every day.
Oh, yeah.
But I tell people, and they say, how do you do it? I say, well, I wake up to go sit down and talk.
Well, yeah.
It's not like I'm going to cut trees down or anything.
That's true.
But, my walk in life with radio was amazing. I got to meet so many people, and God has blessed me to learn from others, from celebrities to you name it. I've met so many people, and I think because of that, my walk in life is when I was able to, sit down and rest. I start to reflect back when I didn't have time to reflect while I was in the midst of. So I had time to sit back and reflect. And there was the mornings where I would cry because I'm waking up to go nowhere. Like, okay, you're not going to work today. And I'm like, okay, God, really? So God has put me in a holding pattern, meaning to be still. I'm talking to you because your next walk in life is going to be so different.
That's right.
So
That's
I get it. I didn't get it before because we think as people that we are constantly doing this, doing that, and that was my life. But I'm able to bend and move like the palm tree because I understand listening to God now. I didn't before. So now when I listen, I can hear the voice say, be still, know that I am God.
That was actually one of the words, that was one of the scriptures or the phrases that would always inspire me was when I was in that space where it's like it felt like nothing was working and everything that I was trying to push towards, it seemed like it was moving further away. It was like I would hear God's voice say, be still and know that I am God. But you can't know until you stop to reflect.
That is
correct.
What I mean? That is correct. Being still is something hard for us to do as a people. It goes back to Africa, like even visiting Africa 5 times. It's like those people don't stop. Those are some of the strongest people I've ever met in my life. They're constantly moving and making things happen. And I just think that we are that energy. We're Americans, but they're African Americans. But it's in our blood to move and have that drive. So I'm constantly moving, but at the same time, I'm learning to listen and I'm learning to be still. And it is the hardest thing in the world for me to be still, but I'm learning.
That's awesome.
You know, I always like to refer to the scripture of, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, but he maketh me lie down. We forget about that sometimes.
That's
he
right.
makes us lie down and understand that we serve a God that works in the in-between.
Yeah.
The place where you're at and the place where you're going is usually that in-between place where he's talking to you at.
That's right.
Because that's
right.
that transitional time where
That's
you're
right.
like, what am I going to do? This is a new area for me. It's like, I'm taking you to a place where you've never been before.
Wow.
So it is a little uncomfortable. It's unsure, but
you know, I was able to talk to comedian Mike Epps. My manager,
Love Mike Epps.
Mike Epps is so funny. My manager, Denise Howard, who runs the Universal Circus, she kind of do a lot of things for a lot of comedians. She managed Ricky Smiley. So a lot of us are in a little cluster where we do a lot of work with her. And we actually snuck up on Mike Epps in North Carolina a couple months ago, and he didn't know we were coming.
Yeah.
So he got to see myself, Denise, and Tina Graham. Tina Graham is a woman that was a part of Def Comedy Jam. She kind of created, so when Mike Epps fell on hard times, and he was just like going out to LA to get started, Tina opened up her doors and allowed Mike Epps to lay on her sofa.
Yeah.
oh wow.
Being just Mike Epps, not the celebrity.
Yeah.
So when we walked in the door, he teared up. And he said, my God, greatness just walked in this door. He said, 3 of the most powerful women I've ever met in my life. He said, all 3, and then he's tearing up, and you know, he's a little thug. So he's tearing up, and he goes, man, all 3 of y'all have helped me in my career at some point in my life.
That's right.
So, you know, he was a bad boy, and I used to tell him, he hate when I tell people this, but he used to smash and grab. And I remember, you know, talking to him about not doing that when we were much younger at the comedy club. He was like, stop telling people, Wanda, I'm past that. I'm like, yeah, but it's your past.
It's your past.
You know what I'm saying? But he was able to pour into me a little bit. He said, you know, come here for a second. He pulled me over. He said, you know, do you think that it was time for you to be done with radio? Yeah. He said, do you think God, this is what he said, do you think God wanted you to move out the way and be still because he had something else for you to do? And I said, you know, he said, I'm just telling you. He said, I've been trying to cut the Richard Pryor documentary forever. Yeah. He said, and God, every time we get lined up, we get the cameras in, we get everything squared away, something happens. He said, so sometimes God will kick you out of a place if you're not listening to do something else. So, you know, I mean, I'm listening to people. I'm like, okay, you have a good point there, you know?
Well, God is kicking us out of this segment right now. We're going to take a quick break.
Take a break.
We're going to take a quick break. But you're listening to Doni Jones Live with Donnie and
that guy, Marty McFly, the wonderful Wanda Smith.
I'm Wanda.
Yes.
And we will be right back.
Yeah.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. 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 It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live, where I am Donnie.
And I am Marty, hanging out with Wanda.
Hey, Wanda Smith.
Not just any
Right. You know, she has one of those names you can't just say the first name. It's not just
right?
Wanda Smith.
Smith,
You know, that's her
exactly.
full name. But you know, on the last segment, you brought something up that I was kind of curious about.
Yeah.
Okay.
That we see a lot of celebrities on TV, and you just know that they are.
Balling
in my mind,
out of
they balling.
control.
They're, you know, they're millionaires. Everybody a millionaire.
If you on TV, you a millionaire.
Right.
A real quick story, we're going to get into that. When we first started doing TV commercials, right? I went to a customer's house and they had seen us on the commercial and I gave the price and they were like, girl, you know you could do this for free. You big time. I was like, what were you thinking? I was like, you can afford, just do it for free. I was like,
my God.
got it. So yeah, but you were saying.
She wasn't saying. I just asked her, but she
answered a question.
See, you messed up. You messed up last segment. You got a gold star. You didn't mess up this one. So anyway, but the question is, how often do you come around people in the industry that I guess the layman people that are watching may just assume that they have, you know, everything laid out.
Yeah.
You know, they have the money, they have the big house, but you realize, no, a lot of us are struggling.
Yeah.
You know, how often in your career have you come across individuals like that? I guess and be open to you to let you know.
Really, honestly, if you think about it, everybody's balling right now. When you look at social media, it's people put on this persona like they living in this huge house. Most of the time they're rented. A lot of times they don't have exactly what they say they have because, you know, I mean, everybody can't afford a Bentley. Everybody can't afford, you know, a Rolls Royce or, you know, a Jaguar or what have you. But I mean, I think it's just the theater of the mind where some people just want to put it out there like they have it going on like that. I've never been that person to floss. I've never been a person that I had to have the latest purse. I've never been a person that, you know, throughout my career I had to shine or make someone feel that I'm doing more than what I'm doing. I've always been, in my mind, just, you know, just a regular person. Because honestly, money only determines who you really are. If you're a broke person and you're an idiot, you're going to be a bigger idiot if you get wealthy.
That is so true.
And your money ain't going to last as long.
Yes, it only enhances who you are. So, I mean, I just think that some people, I don't, honestly, as far as calling names, I can't really think of someone that I've actually seen them as like, well, you were just bawling yesterday. And your ass is broke.
Right.
You know,
but you're classy enough to where you ain't gonna be calling nobody.
And then at the same time, I think brokenness or money is depending on the individual itself.
True.
Because you know, if I get $100, I'm like, I'm happy, I'm a broke. You know, and then you find somebody else that says, that's it. You know, so I think there's different levels, but it is sometimes the persona that people are making it, you know, so much bigger than what it is, especially with social media. Because I've spoken to a lot of kids and youth that say that I want to be like this, you know, Facebook or Instagram person. And I'm like, you know, that's a hot clip of their life.
You're not seeing the totality
You're not
of their
seeing
life.
the totality, or you're not seeing on what's on the other side of the camera. You know, because you would think, oh, I'm out here on the beach living at large, and you got 4 or 5 ghetto kids over there like, Mom, I'm hungry.
Exactly.
You know, but it's a different persona. I was watching this pastor guy, and I think y'all seen him or whatever, the one that he got robbed a couple of weeks ago or whatever because well, you know, last week he choked somebody out, a lady. You know, but it was funny because his church looked nice at first until they pulled the camera and they showed the whole.
Scraggly.
And it's like, wait a minute, that's like a little bitty basement room.
That's crazy.
I knew that was the case. I was like, something doesn't seem quite right
but
here.
to look at his makeup, you would think he's very wealthy. And I just, you know, the whole thing where they say fake it till you make it, I just have never been that person.
But
I always ask God to, you know, like even the money that we made in radio, we made a lot of money in radio. But I've always been taught by my mom, Wanda, save your money. Because you never know what could happen. My mom was so big. She wasn't big on talking about love and affection and marriage and relationships. But when it came down to finances, she was something else. Like, I mean, that was her thing. She's 86 years old. She's never asked us for $1, $1, 1 penny to pay a bill, to put tires on her car, to do nothing. So she instilled in my sister and I to be able to put away money, to save money. So when B103 did say goodbye, I thank the good Lord that I didn't have to go say, hey, you know what, can I borrow this? Or can I borrow that? You know, I just bought a house and I end up calling Don. Well, I called this other, to be honest, I called this other tree company first, right? So the guy was like, oh, it's $1,000 to cut that tree down. I'm like, one tree?
One tree,
Well, you like this?
You know,
you like these?
Trust me, I've had to do that several years.
So,
you know, even
but I was able to cut down 7 trees, you know, just because. And then I ended up meeting Doni, and our prices were, you know, right along the same. So I had no idea on how expensive it was to cut a tree down. But I know the importance of getting it done. So it didn't matter to me. So I'm able to go to the bank and pull that money out and do the things that need to be done without being employed right now. You know what I mean? So some people are not able to do those things. They have to hold on to that last little $150,000 they have or $100 that they have. So, you know, I just wish that they save more. Stop buying all these flashy cars. It's not worth it. Put your money in an account. Do you have a 401k?
Come on now.
They've changed so many things now. So I wonder and I pray. Like, for instance, I hate to bring this up, but we're looking at the situation with Tiffany Haddish that just took place, and there's a recent video just came out where she say, "Hey, I've lost everything.
Right.
I've lost everything." Based on this case that just happened to me with this molestation thing, and she said, "I don't have anything." So I'm thinking to myself, that's a job to go and talk to celebrities or people that have had money, and we can go and talk to them about finances. You know what I mean?
You know what? You bring up a good. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say you bring up a good point. Is that when they become a star like that, where is the knowledge or the know-how to be able to manage millions of dollars? Because you see it keep happening over and over and over.
You know who's really good at that? The NFL. The NFL, I remember the NFL, we talked with a couple of people that worked for the NFL, during my radio days, and they came in and we asked that question. That's a great question. They say that's one of the first things they talk about is finances and women. Because those are the two things.
You sure they talk about women? Because I don't know about
well, I'm going to tell you what he told us. He said, what we do is we bring all the potential players into a room once they've made it, and we bring them into a room, and we bring in some of the most beautiful women. He said we go to Vegas, we bring in some of the most beautiful women from all over the world. And when they walk into the room, the potential ball players like, oh damn, oh my God, black women, white women, Asian women, just all type of women, but they're gorgeous. He's saying, and every last one of them have HIV. So they explain, the women have to talk to the team and say, hey, don't use your money on me because I can come into your room or your dorm or whatever and we can have sex, and now you have a disease, a deadly disease, and you're only looking at my body, my face, and I'm beautiful, but you're about to be broke and sick. So, that's something to think about. You know what I mean? So I don't think that there are people, like nobody came to the Frank and Wanda morning show, hey, let me talk to you. Y'all about to make, well over 6 figures, so let me talk to y'all about nobody's
But you learned from your mom.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. Is one of the things that I think in these generations now, you had a mentor that taught you money. And that's one of the things that I'm not going to say just in the black community. We teach people sometimes how to make money, but not how to save money or the business of money, how to make the money make money for itself.
Or how money works.
Right, how money works.
Exactly.
But it's another thing that you said that I want to almost challenge the mindset, because you said, I am now unemployed.
Yes, and you're not.
And you're not,
because
I meant by the radio station, I'm just saying that because that's what people know me from.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I think of Tiffany Haddish, and I think me and you had a conversation about this too. Yeah, she said, I don't have any more gigs lined up. I don't have anything like this. But the potential of the person can always continue to generate money.
But do you know why she said that? Because it came easy to her. She said that because the movies were coming easy. Somebody would walk up to her and say, hey, you want a job? Hey, you want to do commercials? Hey, you want an endorsement? But because you have this thing now that has corrupted your career in a sense, as far as the internet is concerned, her self-esteem is like, damn, I messed up. You know what I mean?
Question. So, what would you say to Tiffany if you had Tiffany standing right here in front of you? What would you say to Tiffany, especially being a veteran in the industry?
I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of them don't listen. A lot of them, you can't tell anything because they think they know everything. And so, it's kind of hard to approach someone that think they know everything. But I think now, again, maybe she'll listen because now it's a humbling experience. Nobody wants to see that happen to her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because she's funny. But what I would say to her is, sister, now you understand that people will love you for a season.
That's right.
People will love you as long as you got something to offer them. People will love you as long as you can make them laugh and you're bringing something to the table. But the minute something goes wrong, everybody turned their back. And now you have to realize that God is still there for you. So you have to be strong and know that, you know what, it's not over.
It's not, but I would tell anyone that it's not over, and you're going to have trials and tribulations in your career and everything. And I would look at like Kevin Hart when he had that big situation about, what he said about the. Right. But he was, in a sense, headstrong of like, you know what, I did it, but I'm not going to stop my career. I'm going to keep pushing, keep pushing. And now it's kind of like, I forgot about that.
But the other thing with him is that he went through some money situations, but he's also good with money too.
Right.
He actually, I think, partnered with Chase to do some, and correct me if I'm wrong, but he partnered with one of the banks to start teaching money principles on the inner city.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we got to go to a break.
Oh man,
Just
there is something I want to get into when we come back. But we're going to take a quick break. I'm Doni the Tree Lady.
I am that guy, Marty McFly, with the fabulous
Wanda Smith.
We'll be right back.
It's Doni Jones, it's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live. I am Doni the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy, Marty McFly. Make it sense.
And this is Wanda Smith.
Right.
As my grandson say, Wanda Smith. Wanda Smith.
You said you wanted to pick up on a question or something.
I wanted to pick up on something. You were talking about, or we were talking about Tiffany Haddish.
Yes.
And understanding that, you know, after you fall from grace, that sometimes those people that were there for you along the ride aren't still there.
Yes.
And I can imagine that when you went through your own thing, and for those of you that don't know, there was a little moment with Katt Williams. You guys can look it up on the internet. You ain't gotta. We're not gonna get too deep into it. Really? But
I never heard about it. I didn't know.
What was the thing? It was a thing.
I just didn't know.
Was it what was it?
Yeah. I thought it was something, you know, back in the past that she was known for doing something else, you know.
Was it like the Ice Bucket Channel or something?
I don't even think she did. Did you do that?
No.
It was talking about the situation with the little cat and the
Is it like kitty cat?
Yeah, the kitty cat. I don't know about the kitty cat situation. That's on our other channel, you know.
That's funny.
That's Wanda After Hours.
Well, she did have a show that was going to be
anyway, but yes. You know, everybody has talked about it, everybody has seen it, and we never had a chance, you know, with me, to sit down and really talk to you about that whole, you know, situation and moving past that and just kind of moving on.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I look at life like I mentioned earlier. Sometimes, you know, God have a cutoff point for your life, and that means you're done with doing this, and I need you to do something else. Yeah. But we ignore that call, and when Mike Epps mentioned that to me, it kind of made me reflect back and say, okay, why did this situation happen with Katt Williams and I? Because I don't know Katt Williams. We never were friends. We never worked on shows together. We never did anything together. So when I was asked at the moment to bring him into the room, he was actually visiting with another comedian. So I was like, okay, so Mr. Ski asked me to go invite him into the room. So I did what one to do. Yeah. Come on. I don't want to come. So one thing led to another. And honestly, if you go back and look at the video, I'm dumbfounded. Okay, where's all this coming from? Because I've never, in my 25 years, gotten into it with no one on the air. Not one time have I ever had a run-in with a client or a customer or a listener. So for me, it just didn't feel right. It felt bad. Because I didn't take it that serious until I got the air, and I'm like, well, damn, are y'all bad for real? You know, and then it started going everywhere, and that's when I realized, I said, wow. So a couple of days went by, and I still didn't understand it like that, because honestly, we're comedians. And we joke around, we play around, but when it started getting a little, you know, intense, I said, okay, but what people don't realize is that once we went to break, it got a little heated, and I'm looking at certain people in the studio that was kind of egging it on, and it was almost like felt like I was being beat up on. So of course I'm going to defend myself, and I'm going to come back, but I'm not a tit for tat, joke for joke, your mama type person. Absolutely. So it kind of went to the left.
You could have talked about his mom. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're not going to start that up again.
Many things,
I don't want him coming from me.
But that's not even what I do, because I respect him as a comedian.
He's incredible.
Longevity, you've done your thing. I had no beef or nothing. So I just felt like it all had to happen for whatever reason. I don't know.
Are you still dumbfounded by it? Like, I can't believe this happened. Looking back now, like, where the heck did that energy come from?
I am. Okay. I am, because I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming, and I still don't understand it, because I've never, that's what I'm saying, I've never had, if you look at my history, you don't see anything bad about Wanda Smith.
Right.
Wanda Smith is not a whore. Wanda Smith is not a tramp. Wanda Smith is not all over the place.
Right.
Wanda Smith doesn't start fights. I don't.
Right.
It just, it just came from nowhere. And people are like, well, you started it. No, Mr. Ski edited it to where he wanted to start. So that's what I was trying to explain to people.
I didn't know
These
that.
cameras, you can edit and take out and put what you want to put in there.
Right.
So once people believe what they want to believe, I was hurt by all the things that I've done in Atlanta for y'all, all the lives I've saved, all the. Are y'all serious?
Yeah.
Are y'all? But hey,
I would say this though, for me, I didn't even realize that it was heated in there. I thought it was like a funny,
Yeah, at first I thought it was just a funny thing.
But then at the same time, Wanda, I would say this: that interview made you pretty much a household name across the America, the globe in a sense. And sometimes those interesting tragedies that you might see at that moment might be the biggest blessing.
Biggest blessing.
But and I want you to come back to that, but let me just stop you right there. I was speaking with Coco brother, and he's really well into the church, but he owns 3 radio stations here in Douglasville. Yeah. And he asked me one day, he said, maybe that was supposed to happen. Because let me tell you why he said that. I called the Google people, right? So I'm trying to remove it. Because when you Google my name, that's the first thing that comes up. And I'm thinking, well, all the stuff I've done, this all y'all gonna remember me about? Mad as hell. Like I want to go drag that little mother. I'm like, bro, did you just really? So when I called the Google people, the man said, ma'am, may I ask you a question? Who are you? He said, who are you? Yeah. He said, Jesus Christ. He said, this is huge. He said, this is equivalent to when Steve Harvey called the wrong woman name out. He says, Mr. Steve Harvey had to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to have that removed. I said, well, I guess that's just gonna happen. I guess that's just my legacy then. I guess that's what the hell y'all gonna know me for. But he said the only way we can push this down is if you do something major and turn it around, that'll push it back down. Right. He said, this is so big. So Coco brother said, it had to be Katt Williams. Because you were known in Atlanta and maybe a few other cities. He said, but baby, the world knows you now.
Knows
so
who
when
you are.
your next blessing from God come, everybody knows
That's
who you
right.
are.
That's right. And sometimes it's not necessarily a negative, like on a different different basis, I was, and I don't mind talking about this. My name was plastered all over the news, or a perception of my name was plastered all over the news because I have a person. It wasn't no Magic City. You know what?
It was somebody that used her same name.
Somebody used it.
Get it, Doni Street service in it.
No, what happened is
from the trees.
I see y'all can take a clip of that, and somebody be like, Donnie was dancing at Magic City. No,
with a tree.
What I'm saying. Oh my goodness.
Continue.
So there was a tree service that was doing unethical things, and people were conflating it with my company.
Wow.
So I was so mad. I was calling to the station. I was trying to figure out how I could fix it on Google. And finally, a friend of mine was like, Donnie, this is just free publicity. I was like, but this ain't good publicity. And what happened was my customers started coming to my defense like, no, that ain't Donnie, that's another tree service. And so more people started talking about me to defend me.
Well, that didn't defend me.
Oh my God.
Well, how about that?
It's a difference. I think people.
How about that? Let me get that out there.
I'll tell you what,
they be like, Wanda, we miss you. But people see me, they're like, we miss you from the ride. I said, well, did you stand up for me? Did you fight for me? You ain't do get your ass out of
They bought us.
Okay, I tell you what. How about we talk about that in a little bit? But how about this? I feel like you are right, though, in a way. I feel like, because there were people.
My legacy was amazing in Atlanta. I've done so many
the
things.
Thing is, and I got to be truthful, okay?
What?
You've done amazingly stuff. You was on there 25 years. For one, it might have been time.
Years.
Might have been time ago.
Yes.
And then some of them people like, when I got fired at UPS, you didn't call UPS. to stand up for me.
Well,
I was supportive of you all these years, but when I lost my job.
But we didn't know you lost your job at UPS.
They didn't know you
Mine
lost
was,
yours.
yes, they did.
Afterwards.
They all knew. Well, let me back
Yeah.
up. Let me say this. Let me be clear.
Yes.
When the
Sister.
incident
Yes.
happened, I did not get fired.
Right. I didn't think so.
Okay. So 6 months later,
Yeah.
V103 decided that they wanted to go younger. So
Yeah.
he was clear when he brought me into the office. He said, I want to be clear. This has nothing to do with that. I want to be clear. So it happened 6 months later.
Hold on, sidebar.
Yeah.
If they wanted to go younger, why'd they bring the old man back?
Don't take.
I might be the.
You
I'm sorry.
I mean,
You preaching to the. And I asked that question. I said,
Yeah.
well, why does he get to stay?
Why he get to
Why
stay?
does he get to stay? And I did ask that question, but it's neither here nor there.
Right.
It's water under the bridge. I don't give a flip.
It was time.
I thought you was gonna say a different answer.
I've had my share,
Yeah.
and I've enjoyed my run. I've enjoyed
Yes.
talking to Atlanta.
Yeah.
I have no hard feelings, or I'm not angry
Yeah.
with anyone.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
good, and that's okay, because again, God has something else for me to do.
It's something better and better for you. You know,
Yes.
Will Smith, when he had the Fresh Prince, it was
Yeah.
really doing great ratings. But he said,
Yes.
I don't want too much grass growing up under my feet here.
Yes.
You know, and for you, it's time to move on. You know, I can see you.
example right now.
Well, I'm saying during that time,
I mean,
because
you're
you know,
trying to
and you know what's
inspire
sad,
and
no, and really, and you know what's sad
Will
about that?
Smith
I have not forgiven him for that yet. I
Yeah,
can't watch a movie.
But here's
of
the
his
thing,
yet.
though. And mark my words, he's gonna come back from this.
Oh, yeah.
And he's gonna come back bigger. But it's the same.
You see, he's quiet though,
He's
right?
quiet.
You see,
Yeah.
Well,
he just came out with this, trying to do this new movie.
And I'm gonna say this. People were like, girl, you need to get on the internet and you need to fight back and you need to. And let me tell you, the person that called me that was like, don't you say nothing. You be still and you be quiet. Was J. Pat, Usher's mom.
Oh wow.
She said, notice when something happens with Usher, he never fires back. She said, greatness don't respond. She said, notice greatness don't respond. She said, you let God fix that for you.
That's right.
She said, you don't have to fight back
That's
because
right.
God is going to fight for you.
Wow.
She said, you think about when something happens to Usher. Everything, and we've heard some stories.
Yeah, he don't say nothing. He
Oh,
just
God.
pay him off. He don't say
Beyonce
nothing.
doesn't say anything.
He just
Oprah
pay him off.
doesn't say anything.
Right.
But
You
the
said I
people-
gave you what?
Yeah.
He goes,
I'ma
$1,000.
hurt
I ain't gonna say
him.
nothing about it.
Okay.
Yes.
It's the
I'ma
same
hurt
strand.
him. You trying
Anyway,
to
let's go to
we
break.
will take a break
yeah,
because
we
I'm
just
gonna
gonna take
choke
a
you.
break. I'm sorry.
You do not say nothing about Usher. I love Usher.
Usher.
No,
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
you're listening to Doni Jones Live and Wanda Smith right now. Don't listen to whatever that says.
We'll be right back.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. 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 It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady.
And that McFly guy, Marty. Yes,
Yes,
that's
so you
me.
switched it up.
Tried to flip it. Yes.
right.
And the wonderful Miss Wanda Smith. You know, one day my name is going to be like that. That my name is going to be the full name, like Marty Ring or
Yeah.
Marty McFly.
But also, if you do the one, like if we're just hearing her voice, all she's got to do is say Wanda because she's got a distinctive voice. She's the voice
All she
of
gotta do is
Atlanta,
laugh.
the voice of ATL. And
Yes.
actually, you know what? I don't mind if you. You know what? She is the voice of ATL. so,
wow.
if some of y'all have a business and y'all need a voice and you got
She
some
will
money,
endorse it, yes.
I'm just saying.
And you ain't even got to be
She's
in
an
Atlanta.
influencer, y'all.
You ain't
She
even got
don't
to
be
be in
tooting her
Atlanta.
horn, but I'm tooting your horn because I am telling you, I appreciate the opportunity that you gave us the tree work. And I know you
Yes.
gave it to us because we do good work.
Absolutely.
But the fact that you did a shout out for us, it made a difference. And just people say, oh my God, I saw your tree service with Wanda Smith.
yes.
So I'm serious, if you're a small business person or a big business person,
Right.
especially a big business person, this is one of the many
I'm
voices
here.
of Wanda Smith, and she's one of the voices of the city of
and you know what? I'm gonna
City of Atlanta.
I'm gonna put her on blast right now. I would like to do a show with just what's Wanda up to, you know, and we can have Wanda going around to the different businesses that supported her here in Atlanta.
That's right.
And just a one-on-one saying, hey y'all, you know
What's
the
up with
beauty
Wanda?
spots, the I don't know other stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to think
But
of
I can
something.
see your brain
It's
going. I see
going, but
your
I'm just
brain
saying, you know, her
What's
doing her
going
thing.
on?
But you know, but other than that, Wanda, it's been great. But now, family life. How would you know? Because with you being on the radio, we
Yes.
always heard about the boys.
Yeah.
You know, and how are they doing? Now, I know they're pretty much grown now.
I know, yes. Well, Tavares is 37, and he's married with 2 children. He's in
Say
a
your
great,
grandmama.
great-
You a
yeah, I'm G-Mom.
G-Mom.
No damn-
We ain't doing
Don't
grandma.
call me no damn grandma.
Okay.
G-Mom. Hello.
Yes.
But Tavares is doing well. He's in the dental field, and he has a company where he distributes snacks to Walmart, Target, Kroger, Publix, racetracks. So
Nice.
he has a really good business. And my youngest son, Giovanni, is 25, and he's a firefighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm so very proud of them. My mom is in Miami, but I just purchased a home here in Atlanta, so she'll be coming to stay here. Actually going back and forth.
Yeah.
My sister is still in Miami, so I have family in both places. Everybody's doing great.
That's
That
awesome.
is what's up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that's what we love hearing. You know, it's like one of the things that I was excited about having you on the show is just to show people what resilience looked like and what bounce back looks like. Because during the pandemic, a lot of people went through transitions.
Oh my God.
Whether it was a job, whether it was a relationship, anything. And so when I got the call from you, I got to be honest with you, in my mind, I didn't know what to expect because I know you've been through some things. You came out the door with this beautiful energy, this smile. I'm living my best life.
Right.
Got the world and gone with it. I'm like, okay, that's the kind of people I need to be around. But the other cool thing is I thought it'd be inspirational to other people to see you.
Right.
And also the voice, Atlanta misses you. You're the voice of Atlanta.
Absolutely.
And I will say
Thank
this,
you.
I think, on behalf of the people that listen to you every morning. We do love you and we do miss you. And I think it's this thing where if they had the platform to get up and say, we want Wanda back, they would.
That's right.
You know, I don't think they were giving that.
You know
Actually,
what
you know
was
what I
so
wanna
beautiful the other day? I was on social media, and this just says a lot about my heart to people. This young lady, she had to be maybe 30, and she wants to start her own business. I have no idea who she is. So you know, everybody in Atlanta, people just aren't afraid to start their own business.
That's right.
So she texted me she sent me a DM. And she said, "Hi, Miss Wanda. You know, I'm such and such, and I'm getting ready to start my own business, and I would love for you to come to sample my tacos." So I was like, okay, who is this person? But at the same time, because of my heart, I said, you know what, this young sister, she's trying to start her business. So funny story. I told her, okay, so I RSVP, right? So I'm driving, I don't know her from a can of paint. I'm driving, so I get over by Glenwood, and I was like, okay. All right, then, I'm about to do this. I'm from Miami, I ain't scared. So I get over there, and then I go over by this golf course, the golf course where Tiger Woods play over there. So I said, okay, isn't it the golf course? And then the address doesn't match up with the GPS. So I call her on Instagram, because I don't know her, because I don't have a phone number. And she goes, okay, come out of the golf course, make a left, and come straight back to these apartments. All right, I'm coming. So let me tell you, I go in, right? And I park, and I go in with an open mind. When I walked in, I felt an energy that I'd never felt before. The energy was, I'm here to help this sister take her career to the next level in any way that I can possibly do it. So we sat in there, and a couple other women came in. Everybody that walked in that door, and I'm talking about they were maybe 30 to like 35 years old. Everybody that walked in the door, why do I know your face from somewhere? Who aren't you? And it was just young people, you know, thriving and say, hey, you know, what can I do? How did you get Wanda here? How did you, like, they had so many questions for her. And tacos were so good. And I did.
Can you give her a shout out? Say what her taco place was.
Okay,
no problem. I'm sorry. Okay, I ain't gonna
things like that always happen. Though. You know, 'cause last time somebody told me,
it's on my Instagram.
Okay, go to her Instagram.
Yeah.
In fact, how do we get in touch with you? Your Instagram. Tell them your social media.
My social media, you can follow me on Facebook at Wanda Smith. And then on my Instagram, I am Wanda Smith ATL, where you can see everything that I'm doing. And on Twitter, it's Wanda Smith ATL as well.
Awesome. That is what's up. You know, I have to be careful with doing stuff like that, because the last time I went and sampled somebody's stuff, and they was like, yeah, come around, it's the third apartment in the back. And we went back there, and I stayed a while. It got cloudier and cloudier.
Y'all was
You
so
was
good.
there. You
For
was
some
there to
reason,
pick
everybody
something else
started
up.
talking
Oh, my
slower
God.
and slower.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
We did start
man.
talking about
Yeah,
those
yeah,
gummies.
Right, yeah,
There was a young lady in there with
yeah.
edibles, and I was like, all right then, y'all, this is
Okay,
where I'm going.
joking.
This has been fun to talk
You know
over
what?
break and
I
cupcakes
ain't
for
gonna lie.
great.
I had to leave too, but I get 2 of those though.
Oh my
Let me
God.
grab 2 of those.
You do know you saying this on the radio, right?
What do you think I'm talking about? They had incense over there. You know, you know what? You need to stay off that stuff.
You know
always
what?
assuming the wrong thing.
I was-
It's
okay,
Halloween
I'm
and
gonna leave
people
that
giving out candy.
They
and
was
gummy
giving out
bears.
candy, gummies, and incense.
And
We gonna
brownies.
get you.
Wow.
So if y'all want some candy,
But-
some gummies and brownies,
you can
call
find them on
Marty.
their
They're called
Instagram.
edibles.
Yeah.
Strong edibles.
Exactly,
No. But
exactly.
Wanda, this has been great. What's next for you? What's next for you? As we got,
I'm
as we wrapping
enjoying.
on up.
I'm just enjoying my life right
Yeah.
now, guys. Honestly, my gift and my purpose is still helping
Yes.
people. I do so many different things.
Yeah.
Last time I talked with you guys, I was helping an organization for young children that were actually tossed out of the home or abused or whatever the case may be. So I did that for a couple months. I am actually hopping around Atlanta, the state of Georgia,
Yes.
hosting events, parties, just doing it up. And I'm enjoying this, you know, just freelancing for the most part. So like they said, if, you know, you have a party or, you know, I just did a really big baby shower for an NFL player. And it was fun. So I'm
Yeah.
enjoying like
You
just-
enjoying
just-
it,
just
yeah.
freelancing and enjoying the people.
So would they get to you through social media if they want to get you to host it?
Yes,
host an event? Okay.
it's good to DM me on Instagram, Wanda
Instagram.
Smith ATL, and then I can send the information over to my manager. Somebody will definitely get in touch with you ASAP.
I love it.
Yes.
Also, because when all of that stuff happened, we didn't show her love like I feel like we should have shown her love. Those of you that can hear us, can hear my voice right now, I want you guys to call 1-888-349-DONI, 1-888-349-DONI, and I just want you to just say something lovely about Miss Wanda Smith. Tell her
Yes.
how you feel about her.
Yes.
Just, you know, a little something so we can share that with her because Atlanta does love you.
I know.
And-
Well, let's fix it then.
Yeah, no.
It's like a relationship. I feel like I'm divorced. Okay, we gonna get remarried, then let's do it.
Then
Y'all
let's
got
do
the
it.
chapel,
Let's
let's
do
go.
That's right. That's right. You know.
Well, they love you, and I know they're going to be
Yes.
following you. And you know what?
Yes.
As a quick inspiration, because you are an inspiration, I think it goes back to the beginning of what we were
Yes.
talking about. It's sometimes being with the palm tree.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
being flexible, bending, but not
Absolutely.
breaking.
That's right.
You know,
Yes. Not
and
breaking.
through life, you're going to go through those hurricanes, those tornadoes, and all that stuff.
That's
But
right.
bend, but don't break.
Bend, but don't break.
Yes.
And what would you like to leave the people with?
I would like to leave the people with know your purpose in life. We're all brought here on this earth for a purpose.
That's right.
And when you know what you're doing and it feels good and it feels easy and it's not a bad situation and you don't have to fight or argue or, you know, there's no tense or you got to second guess it, that means it's your purpose. Don't be afraid to branch out there, get it done. I don't care if it's making tacos
That's
and
right.
making cupcakes,
That's
get
right.
it done.
That's right. Get it
Yes.
done.
And Donnie, what would you like to leave us with?
When you meet people like Wanda Smith, cherish them. Seriously, you guys, God brings certain people into your life for you to be a lesson to them, and sometimes it's for them to be a lesson to you. And I got to tell you, you have been a lesson to me. You've been a lesson on perseverance. You've been a lesson on being thankful for the people around you. You've been a lesson on how to bend and not break, just like that palm tree. And so, if you have somebody in your life like that, make sure you cherish those around you.
And you know what? Just the last, because I'm going to have a hot second left. Make your failures fabulous.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
from failure to fabulous, like Doni Jones' book right here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can get it right now at
Amazon.
You know what? I was
You
going to say
know
the
what?
gas
I heard
station.
you.
You know, Little Ricky's corner shop. You know, I know Aldi's got those
Look at
resales.
them.
Right?
Did you say Aldi?
Yeah, right.
Wow.
You know, one of those last pickup things or whatever. But
No.
From Failure to Fabulous by Doni Jones. It's a story about how she started her business and just
awesome.
made it to where she's at now.
I
She's
love
a
it. I
fabulous.
love it.
I am actually blessed today because I'm sitting with two fabulous women. And
And we are blessed because we're also sitting next to this.
Absolutely.
And I'm sober. I got to preach.
You know what?
I got to preach. That's why. But anyway,
guys, we are so thankful, Miss Wanda Smith.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. And we would love to have you back on the show at a future date. And just thank you for your presence. Thank you for what you've done for Atlanta. Once again, I am Donnie the Tree Lady.
I am that guy, Marty McFly, and we're
Wanda Smith.
yes.
And we will see you next week.